Okay, here's my solution to that. I started by adding a constant int, k equals 16, like we talked about. So now if you think about this, we're going to have thread blocks, each of which is responsible for a tile in the matrix. Let's draw that. We'll be processing this matrix in blocks called tiles, each tile corresponding to a single thread block. Here's the new kernel I wrote, very similar to the previous one. The difference is that now I need to compute the I and j values, not just the I value, and that computation involves using the block index as well as the thread index. So the block index times k times plus thread index plus x dot x gives me my I value. Similarly, I get my j value from the y. And so now the threads in my grid have an overall index x and y, as well as an index within their block, which is the thread index. So I'm going to compute that x and y, and that's going to correspond to the I and j of the output matrix. And that's the calculation that's going on here. And finally, I do the same final calculation that I've done all along. I go and grab an element from the input matrix equal to the coordinates ij, and I write that into the output matrix, the location in the output matrix corresponding to element ji. And here's how I'm going to call it. Now I need to define the number of blocks and the number of threads, which is simply n over k, n over k. I'm being a little lazy here, you can tell. I'm assuming that n is a multiple of k. There's k by k threads in the block. And now when I launch it, instead of launching a single thread, I launch blocks threads, n over k by n over k. And instead of launching 1024 elements or n elements, I'm going to launch k by k elements per block. Let's go ahead and compile and run this. Okay, now we're talking. So now we're down to about 0.67 milliseconds. Let's make a note. And thinking about what we've done here is we've now extracted the maximum amount of parallelism from the application, right? We started with a single serial code, one thread doing all the work. We switched to a code that used one thread per row of the input matrix. And now we're down to something that uses one thread per element. There's really no more parallelism that we can extract here. And you can see that increasing the parallelism has really helped us.